Welcome back to Gaming with Spoons, guys, and our Sony press conference. Looking here in the webcam, I'm realizing my room does look quite bare, so bear with me as we get into the new setup. But I want to talk about Sony because Sony came out blowing it out of the water with E3 this year, showcasing a ton of stuff, and I want to get in and talk about it. Fun little fact, the Power Up Mushroom and I sat down tonight in chat on PlayStation 4 and watched the whole E3 press conference for Sony together. And we were kind of commenting back and forth on some things that were happening. And let's go ahead and talk about something that I'm excited about, but it wasn't really something that just like, oh my gosh, I was freaking out about when I heard about it. And this was Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. We already know at this point that Spider-Man is coming out. I already said before in my E3 predictions video that I was just ready to get this game. I really didn't need to see any gameplay, but man, what they showed looked absolutely fantastic. For those of you who do know anything about Spider-Man, it really does look like they are going in and setting up a setting for the Sinister Six. They brought Scorpion, they brought Rhino, they brought Vulture, they brought Electro into the picture, and there was a couple of other villains that they didn't show. I didn't see Dr. Octopus there, but if they really are setting up something for the Sinister Six, then more than likely he is going to be there. This game looks absolutely incredible. The gameplay looks amazing. I really like the feel of what they're doing. The Power Up Mushroom and I were both commenting on how it looked like they were taking a lot from the Batman Arkham games and kind of using that. And I know people are going to comment on that. I know people are going to say, well, that's just stupid. It's going to get a lot of slack because they're using it. But my theory to this is, why fix it if it's not broken? The gameplay works, use it. You know the gameplay's good, use it. And it does look like they are being able to bring some of the web-slinging aspects to it, as we did get to see Spider-Man kind of do a twirl on the ground where he kind of put down all these prisoners onto the ground so they couldn't move with his webs. I thought that was a pretty nice touch, so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on this game in September. The anticipation is real and I cannot wait. Let's go ahead and talk about The Last of Us Part 2 trailer. Stirred up a little bit of controversy in what they were going on. I may do a video later on with kind of my thoughts about the controversial scene, but that aside, I don't care. I love Ellie as a character. I'm interested to see where she's potentially going to go, and the people making a huge ass deal about it, don't let it bother you. That's all there is to it. But you know, the gameplay was amazing. Like, I was watching it, and they've taken a lot of what they've learned from The Last of Us and Uncharted 4 and kind of tied them together to make it look and feel really realistic, really cool. I thought it was interesting this time how they were going about doing a more of a stealth with humans, and just how outright brutal the combat was. That was one of the big things that both the Power Up Mushroom and I are just like, wow, throughout the trailer. Naughty Dog is not pulling any punches when it comes to setting up how violent The Last of Us is, and this is the direction that The Last of Us needs to go. It's got to be a very gory, very gritty kind of game, and it really looks like they are upping the ante of what the original had gone into. The Last of Us is a very dark, dreary universe, and it just really went in there and worked. Another thing that we were commenting on is how realistic the graphics looked, how really well done they were, just how far, technology has gone. The Power of Mushroom had said in there, wow, I don't think graphics can get any better than this, but we know they are. And we always reach that point with the generation of consoles where we really say that. I mean, this looks just as good, if not better, than God of War for the PlayStation 4. I cannot wait to get my hands on The Last of Us Part 2. The game looks amazing. It sounds amazing. It sounds incredible. We finally got a little bit of that gameplay, and I am excited to hear more about this game. Death Stranding. What the hell was still going on in that game? We have absolutely no frickin' clue. It looks like a gosh damn acid trip at this point. And Kojima, I think he's rolling in it, just having fun with it, not really showing anything. We did get to see a little bit more of interaction and talking, a little bit of gameplay, what it looked like they were actually taking up what was the corpse in the third trailer that they showed, the 8-minute long trailer they showed back in the VGA Awards, up this hill, whatever. We got to see how he actually would interact, and how he kind of had like ideas of what the gameplay would be like, and how the baby would kind of incorporate in there. It did have a lot of stealth mechanics. Watching it, I did kind of get a Metal Gear Solid 5 style feel with the sneaking around, but we really saw no action. We really saw no gunfights or gameplay or taking on these particular creatures. What this is, I don't think we're going to get that until the game drops. I do kind of think that he is going to remain very secretive about what's going on. But what we did get here is a little bit of stealth gameplay, and kind of showing how the baby and that little metal flower, whatever the hell that thing actually is, kind of helps with the gameplay and that kind of setting there. A little bit of detail back onto the story. We did get a look at the first two female characters, Leah something, and I can't remember the other chick's name. Something Wagner. Lindsay Wagner, I think I want to say, were the two female actors who were portraying these characters in the new Death Stranding game, along with Norman Reedus. So there's some very interesting things that are going on there, and I was absolutely surprised by what was going on. I still know nothing. I still want to know something, but it's Hideo Kojima, and the best way to experience his games is just to get hands-on and absolutely go with it. Ghost of Tsushima. This was a very interesting game, and the Power Mushroom's probably going to kill me for saying this, but I got a Dark Souls vibe from this game. I really kind of did. The blocking, the dodging, the stealth mechanics, and the combat, one-on-one combat did kind of seem to be a bit more strategic, and that's what I kind of incorporate what I'm saying to Dark Souls. There's a bit more than just swinging your blade around, having a little bit of fun. It'd be more like I guess God of War style, where you kind of had to, place your attacks carefully and not just go in and just, beat the crap out of your enemies and expect to come out alive. That very much in itself is what I mean by kind of cloning Dark Souls. The other thing I thought was really interesting about the game in itself was the stealth mechanics. They showed off The Last of Us with stealth mechanics. We kind of saw Spider-Man, which is going to have some sort of stealth mechanics. Stealth mechanics are just becoming a very natural thing in games, and it's okay. It works. It really helped set out that setting. It did look like there were at points where you could use certain like eagle vision or whatever, and he goes through and stabs this soldier right through a paper wall and completely takes him out. It does also look like you deal more lethal blows, so like one hit kind of kills an enemy, so to speak, and it was really interesting. We didn't really get too much of the trailer, but the game scenery did look really good. I'm very curious to see what Sucker Punch is doing with Ghost of Tsushima. I really do feel like Sucker Punch is one of Sony's more underrated studios when it comes to developing great games. They don't get near the recognition that they deserve. Let's talk about what stole the show. Let's talk about what was brought from Capcom on the PlayStation 2 system. Everybody was talking about it, or PlayStation 4 system. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody blew up Twitter, so I knew it had been announced before I even got a chance to sit down and watch this. But Resident Evil 2, the remake. Holy hell, did this look outright amazing. Now, they were going off about how great the graphics were, and I don't know why my PC decided to play it at such a shitty, PS4 played it at such a shitty resolution. So that is a trailer I do kind of want to go back and analyze with the graphics and what's going on there. But the game did look really good. It looked like it was setting up Raccoon City. It seemed like it'd be a spot-on remake. I do like how they've gone in and incorporated the controls for the Resident Evil 2 remake to more reflect Resident Evil 4. I'm sorry, as much as I love survival horror games, as much as I loved the original Resident Evil 2, hell, it is right behind my favorite in the franchise, sitting behind number 4. I absolutely get irritated with tank controls. Not that I can't figure them out. I've beaten 1 and 2. So tank controls aren't really a problem for me, but I do get spoiled with that more than modern thing, and I don't really think that works too well with the graphic standpoints that we have today. But it looked good. It looked great. Leon seemed legit. I was nice kind of getting to see him again. I'm looking forward to what Capcom can do, and we got a release date for this. That was the big shocker. January 29th, 2019. Why Capcom had to come out and say we're releasing the shit the same day as Kingdom Hearts 3, I have no frickin' clue. But damn it, why? My year's going to be packed next year. Stop. Slow it down. 2 years, a lot of content. I need time to play all this garbage. I'm so excited to play all these games. It is absolutely bonkers. Now, speaking of Kingdom Hearts 3, we've got a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm going to sink a little bit of time with my Square Enix press coverage talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 in there, but I do want to briefly mention the little trailer we got from Pirates of the Caribbean bringing this forward. It was still kind of weird to see how cartoony Sora, Donald, and Goofy looked alongside what was an original cast of Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, a lot of the other things that they've shown in Kingdom Hearts 3 have really been able to grasp the concept of technology. And though Kingdom Hearts 3 and Pirates of the Caribbean did look worlds better than they did with the Kingdom Hearts 2 when we got to see Pirates of the Caribbean, it still looked awkward. The realistic character model still looked really funny. And I was just kind of sitting there, I'm like, whatever. But I'm not going to grump about that because it wasn't a big deal in the original Kingdom Hearts 3. Sure, it kind of broke the immersion a little bit, but it didn't break the gameplay experience, and I just loved being able to have the Pirates of the Caribbean world inside of Kingdom Hearts, and I'm glad we're getting it again in Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, Sony. Damn it. You know what else made me mad about Sony? The frickin' Destiny trailer. Son of a bitch. Both Shrooms and I sitting there watching this, getting pissed as hell at what they're doing to Cade. We both said at the same time, damn it, I'm going to have to download Destiny again. Which means we'll probably do it, we'll probably buy the DLC, and we'll probably work our way through it just so we can see what the hell happens to Cade. Thanks a lot, Bungie. I didn't want to download your shit again, but damn it, you're making me do it. So, besides all that, besides having a little bit of fun, Sony really did come out and deliver. They had a nice little surprise in there, a nice little new EP or IP that we knew was coming, and I didn't expect much from them, but I did get what I wanted to see. And that was what I wanted to see from Sony. A little bit of information on Death Stranding, a little bit of information on The Last of Us Part 2, a little bit of information on Ghost of Tsushima. That was all a nice touch. So, We got Nintendo tomorrow. We're gonna see what the hell Nintendo brings. I think Nintendo is going to bring their A game. It's gonna be really difficult to get in there to see what they actually have to say. I'm not streaming Nintendo, especially after what happened with Ubisoft and Nintendo's track record of doing that. I will do just a recap video after watching it. So you guys have that to look forward to tomorrow. I'll do an update video here very soon, but as you can tell, my room's getting torn apart. We have found a place to move. We're in the process of doing that. We should be in that new place by Friday. My internet up next Wednesday. So I'm going to try to have some content for you guys to watch on the channel during my absence. But I want to hear what you guys thought about Sony's press conference. What was the biggest piece of information that you absolutely enjoyed from it? What did you think about Death Stranding's gameplay? What do you think about that game overall? It's just shrouded in mystery at this point, and it's absolutely insane. Will you be reinstalling Destiny 2 to check out and see what happens with the next thing going on there? Let me know down below in the comment box. Hit subscribe there for me. Keep up to date with all of my content. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links are going to be down below in that description box. And most importantly, stay happy, be happy, game happy. Spoons is checking out.